Hello there, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. This is Renika Hamilton, your self-care guru, your guide, and your cheerleader. If you are here for the first time joining this live broadcast, I am so excited that you have joined, and I invite you to like, comment, and share this video, and join my YouTube family so that you can always be notified of any time I upload a new video. The format for Wednesday nights is I normally go live at 8 p.m., but tonight is a little different. Once again, I know, don't get me. It's like the second time in a row, maybe third time in a row, that I've had to pre-record the message for tonight because my life is getting a little busier right now, which is a good thing. So anytime I have those situations, I will pre-record same day, so you'll get to see me and recording. It's kind of live. It's just recorded maybe a couple hours ago. Okay, so hopefully next week my schedule will clear up and I will be back live with you all. But just thank you so much for tuning in on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Tonight's self-care topic is all about how to really truly forgive and be able to release yourself from any situations that are currently blocking your blessings, that are keeping you from being able to move forward and keeping you from that happy place that you want to be at. So in my self-care topics that I talk about all the time, we talk about the different ways and the strategies that you can work on self-care and all these different ways to really work on yourself and to improve, to have that self-awareness, and to just truly get to that happy place that you want to be. Well, sometimes we have underlying situations happening inside of us, which is why I always encourage you to go seek counseling, because a therapist can really help you dig deep into what could be holding you back, some things that are in your life that show up in some of the things that you do each and every day without you even realizing it. So that has been something that I have been working on and struggling with myself for a few years now. There has been a situation that has been in my heart, and it has really been laying on me for way too long. So you know how when a situation happens and somebody upsets you or something happens and you stay mad in that situation. So every time you talk to this person, every time you see them, every time you're reminded of anything about that situation, there's an instant feeling inside of yourself. And you start to get angry. You get right back into that feeling again. And it just drags you down. So you could be in the middle of doing something extremely amazing, something great. And if a whim of that situation pops up, your mood is just changed because you're all upset. Well, that's been happening to me unknowingly. And how I knew that it was happening to me was thanks to my wonderful friends. You remember how I'm always talking about surround yourself with the people who know what your journey is all about, who know and can support you on what you want to do to move forward in your life. I have those supportive friends in my life. And anytime my friends sense something or hear something from me that's just not quite right, it doesn't really track with who Renika is, what my core values are, and what I want to do to, make sure that I am moving forward and doing everything that I'm supposed to do in these situations, they will call me out on it. And they know how to call me out in a loving way that doesn't make me feel defensive, that I can receive the information. So I'm going to go into a little bit of a story of what happened to me. We're not going to get into the specifics because it doesn't even matter at this point. But basically, a couple of years ago, I had an encounter with someone, and she and I had a falling out. It did not end up very well. I tried to resolve the issue by having a conversation, and she avoided having conversations with me. So we had a conflict that was never resolved. And this was an individual that I still had to interact with. And you know how that happens when you're in a family, for instance. If it's a family member, you're going to see them at family functions. Or if it's a friend group, you're still going to see the friend. Or it could be even a work situation. So if there's no way around being able to remove yourself from seeing this individual, it kind of does present some issues for you to be able to really move on from the situation. So I was holding on to the way I felt like she mistreated me in the situation, how we really could have worked through this. And she never apologized for her being in the wrong. She truly was in the wrong. And so I was holding on to that for a few years. And every time I would see her, every time we interacted with her, every time something came up and her name came up, I would have this instant feeling inside of me, and I would just get mad all over again at the situation. It's like I was reliving it day one from when it happened. And it just was holding on to me. So recently I was having a group conversation. You know how you have your friend chats and you have like the group text. And I was in a group text and we were talking about a situation, and her, she came up, this individual came up, and we were laughing, and it wasn't even like, it wasn't a big deal, but I said something like, I just can't stand her. I don't like her. And my friend immediately told me, listen, that's not even like you. You need to get that spirit off of you, because you don't go around saying you don't like people. And I don't. I'm a person of love. I love people. I love. I'm just like loving. All the interactions that I do, regardless of where I am, I always approach things with kindness and with love. Now, there are situations where I do get upset or I do get angry. But again, in love, I try to, resolve the conflict, share what might be going on with me, and then, move on from the situation. But in this particular situation, I just was not able to do that. She wasn't giving me the opportunity, and I still had to interact with her. And so when I said that, my friend called me out on it. I realized at that point, it was like her holding a mirror up to my face. And I was like, oh, she's exactly right. I am holding on to this situation. I really need to let that go. So in my therapy session, I talked to my therapist, and I was like, I'm still holding on to that situation. How can I, what can I do to let that go? I really need to let that go. Like, I don't go around saying I don't like people. That's not like me. That's not like me. That's not my brand. That's not what I'm about. And so she had me do what's called like a root digging scenario, an exercise. And she had me relive the whole entire situation. So I went through and I thought about all the things that happened in that situation. How did I feel? She wanted me to get in touch with how I was feeling. I was able to express exactly how I was feeling. It's like I never forgot how I was feeling in that situation when it happened. And she said, now that's good. Now what we've done is we've gotten to the root of the problem. Now what we're going to do is take it up and move it out, because now it's the time for you to figure out, how do you forgive? How do you move forward? And what are you going to do so that you can have the interaction with her and not have these feelings that really are your feelings. It's not even her. She probably doesn't even think about the situation anymore. And it's me that's still in that past, in that situation, and still holding on to it. So how can I forgive her and move forward and drop it, so I don't have these feelings every time I have this conversation with her or have any interaction with her? And so we did another exercise where I was able to kind of answer some questions like, where are you now? Like, what's going on in your life now? Even though this situation has happened, has it stopped anything from happening in your life? Have you been able to move forward? Where are you now? So right now, like, life is so much better. I've lost weight. I have gotten promoted. I have made connections with my friend groups. I built a community. I'm having better communication with my family. So many wonderful things are happening now. So how does having this issue with this lady, like, how is that impacting me in my life today? And it's not. It truly is not. So why am I letting it continue to put me back in a situation that is long gone? That situation happened years ago. It's over and done with. And that was the revelation for me. That was the breakthrough that I needed to get out of this situation and to let go of that feeling. Sometimes we hold on to stuff for long periods of time. And those people that you're holding stuff against, they probably have moved on. They're enjoying their life. They're not even thinking about it. And you're still in it every single day. Every interaction, everything that you say, everything that reminds you of that situation, you're just getting angrier and angrier. What that was doing for me is it would hold me back every time I wanted to be happy and her name came up, or happy in a situation, something wonderful is happening, and I'm still thinking about her. Why? It's not impacting me. Nothing that she did in that situation at the time felt like it was like devastating. I didn't, I was upset with it. It was like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to move forward with this? But I did move forward just fine. Everything was perfectly fine. And so after having that revelation and having that breakthrough, what it did for me actually is I felt it immediately. Upon the time that I was able to talk through it, get to the root of the cause, understand how I was feeling, process those feelings, get through how my life has impacted me and the changes, how that situation doesn't even bother me anymore. It's not in my daily life anymore. I was able to feel that instantly, like it was a lift, and I felt so much better. It was a great opportunity for me to just evaluate and be appreciative for my life as it is today. And it has nothing to do with her. Like everything, I'm doing great. And so I was able to have a recent interaction with her, and I no longer had that feeling. Like looking at her, listening to her talk, I no longer had those feelings. Like the whole I don't like her anymore went away. Like I can tolerate her. I could be in the same room with her. Her energy is not an energy that I want to be around constantly, and that's okay. But I can totally be around her now, and I don't have this feeling, and I can be myself, and I can be free in the moment and in the interaction, and not be prohibited because of old feelings that just don't even matter anymore. So it's so important that you learn how to do that in the process. When you forgive people, it's really not for them. It really is for you. When you're able to forgive people, you're able to get out of that feeling that's holding you back from being able to explore the life that is right in front of you and the life that is ahead of you. So I hope that you were able to find a lot of good information in this story that I was able to share. And once again, I'm so sorry I'm not completely live tonight. Hope to be live again next week. But this was a really good topic for me to share because it's very recent. It was a nice story time for me to share with you all what was going on with me. And hopefully it's something that can be inspirational in your lives and help you in being able to move forward and forgive, not for somebody else, but for yourself. All right. I love you all so very much. Thank you so much for joining me tonight again. Please make sure you like, comment, and share this video for anybody you think may need it. And I will be back next Wednesday live, hopefully at 8 p.m. And thank you all very much for watching once again. I love you. Remember that you deserve to feel your absolute very best, both inside and out. Take care of yourselves, love yourself, and I love you so much. Mwah. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for joining. Bye.